Okay.
Perfect. All right. Well, great. I'm going to go ahead and just get it started for those who are. What we've noticed is that people do start to log on here around at this time or 12:15ish, so they'll be coming in. Michael, I definitely want to thank you for taking the time, carving some time out of your day to be here with us today. I know that you have some great information there for us, and so for those that have joined, we know that inspections can definitely be a big part of a real estate transaction. Sometimes it can get to the point where it almost seems like the deal is not going to go through. So we want to see, know as much information as we can from good inspectors on how it is that we need to operate and help our clients when it comes to the inspection process. So Michael, I would love for you to just go ahead and take it away, introduce yourself, and let us know some of the great things that it is that your company offers and how we can stay connected there with you.
Thank you, Jessica. I really appreciate the opportunity today. Thank you all for having me. Really appreciate it. I mean, you know, it's everybody is busy, you know, so taking time today, that's very, you know, it's very important, and I really do appreciate it. I can't stress that enough. Okay.
Absolutely.
We're here to talk about MMM property inspections. Okay, that's my business. I've been in the insurance business for, you know, my path to entrepreneurship has not been a straight path. You know, I've been in the corporate world for 20 years, you know, and I've always wanted to kind of be an entrepreneur, but I was caught up working and had a younger family. So my kids are getting a little older now, so I can move around. My name is Michael Maximilian McElroy. And so I am the principal owner of MMM Property Inspections. MMM Property Inspections, it's a division of A-Purpose Real Estate and Insurance Services. Okay, so I still do insurance services on the side, you know, and so I still have, I'm a licensed insurance adjuster in perpetuity. So that means I will always have my license in Texas. I don't have to do any more continuing education, you know, to maintain my license, because I've had my license for 20 plus years. So with that being said, you know, I can look at the house from a different perspective, because I've been inspecting properties, not necessarily from a real estate inspection standpoint, but I've been inspecting properties for greater than 20 years. And that is commercial and residential, okay? Currently, I'm only doing residential home inspections. I do look to get into the commercial portion of the field. Okay. And so, a fun fact about my business is this is a family business. My mother-in-law and my sister-in-law, they helped set up the office today. They came here to help me out today. My wife, she's working, so she couldn't do that today. She wanted to be here. My children are 11 and 6. You know, both of them. This is going to be their business, because believe it or not, their initials are MMM as well. So it's Macy Malia McElroy and it's Maxwell Michael McElroy. So this is going to be their business. So it's very important to me that I get it off on a good foundation, a strong foundation to start the business. This is about legacy for me. So, you know, we want to really get into that. You know, I feel like I'm talking too much about myself, but I'm just trying to lay the groundwork, okay?
Absolutely.
I'm born and reared in Houston, okay? I'm from Missouri City to be exact. I went to Dulles High School. I have a bachelor's degree from Stephen F. Austin State University. You can see it on my resume there. I went to school with and played football with Larry Brooks. So Larry Brooks and I met in a van. We got in a van together in 1996. You know,
wow.
That's and we just happened to never met him before. Got in the van and took a ride up 59 North. We also went on a visit to Sam Houston too, but we both chose Stephen F. Austin. So we played ball together that whole time we were there, and we did win a conference title in 1999. So I've known Larry for a long time. Larry is a great guy. He's always, you know, a pure hustle. That's Larry Brooks, and he embodies it, and it's always been that way. So I talked to him last night at the event we went to, and I just again thanked him. And I also know Mr. Davis, Michael Davis. I met him before, and I really appreciate, again, I can't stress enough, this is an opportunity that I'm really looking into, okay, looking forward to. Okay, I have a master's in business administration from the University of Houston downtown. Just finished that in 2019. I was really trying to get, I was trying to find a way out of the corporate world. So I was so kind of locked in the corporate world. And I started doing my master's degree just to open up another avenue, So that, it was just something I started and I got down the road on it, and I don't quit on stuff. So I had to finish that, okay? But one thing, regardless of all that, the one thing about me, I'm a consummate professional. I'm all about professionalism. You will not, I will be the most respectful person to your clients. They won't, I will always refer your clients back to you. I'm just there to help you out through the process. I believe the home inspection is very important because it can save your client thousands of dollars, perhaps, if we find the roof is shot or something, we can alert the seller and they can, either, hey, address it in the contract or replace the roof now, so that can obviously save your client thousands of dollars. A roof replacement is, for an average house is going to be $15,000. So you want to get that type of stuff addressed, beforehand, okay? Because you don't want your client buying a house and then boom, they need a roof in a year, if it's already shot, and so that's just one aspect of it. As a home inspector, I will inspect the appliances. I will inspect, the electrical box to make sure, there are no fire hazards. I will inspect, for water damage. I mean, the list goes on and on. As you can see from my resume, I've done that 20 years. And I want to reiterate, doctors, they call it bedside manner, right? If you've ever heard that term, that means, you kind of, how you handle your patients, you kind of have to handle them in the proper way. You can't go in there and give them, just dire news and just kill their spirit, So I believe in having a bedside manner in doing inspections, okay? One thing that entails is delivering news in the right way, good, bad, or indifferent. You want to deliver it in the right way. You don't want to see a stain on the ceiling and alarm the customer, to the point where they're scared to buy the house now. You want to just say, oh, we can take care of this. It's not a big deal. But with my background in insurance, I've dealt with telling people that, they got $50,000 in damage that we can't cover or something like that, So I've dealt with giving bad news and I've dealt with giving good news. I've told people, hey, we're going to pay you $125,000 on this law. I've told them we can't pay anything and you're going to have to hold this bag yourself. So it's all in the delivery when you're speaking to people, and again, I will refer back to you as the agent. If the client says, should I buy this house? I would say, look, that's not my position. My position is to give you the information. You consult with your real estate professional, and then y'all make a decision. Again, I'm not here to hijack your relationship with your client. I'm just here to provide information so they can make the best educated guess on, whether they should buy the property or not. Again, I will not alarm them to the point where, I'm not into killing deals and stuff. But sometimes, the deal, it may not be a good deal, and, let's hope not, let's hope we don't have to do that. But as a real estate inspector, I must tell the truth and I must, state what I see. I cannot sugarcoat it, I can, again, it's all in the delivery, but I have to report what I see, okay? I do new homes, I do older homes. The real estate inspection, it is based upon the age of the home and the square footage of the home. that's where the pricing kind of comes in. Okay, we'll talk about pricing a little more later. Okay, so I'm gonna take my resume down and I want to show you guys an article. Okay, this article that I found. So if you're not subscribed to TREC, Texas Real Estate Commission, you know, they send out articles and newsletters all the time. They send them out probably monthly. So that's where I got this article from. You know, I'm learning about real estate myself as we go through this. So, you know, I'm always looking to find new information. So this might be an opportunity for you to tap into new clientele. So this article is where did new Texans come from during the pandemic? Okay, and some of the bullets or high points of this article are that more than 1 in every 10 people that moved to Texas in 2020 was from California. Okay, and that is, you know, I've been doing insurance for a long time, and what I would see is that people would move from California and they would not have a lien on their home. You know, they would move from California because if you live in, this article says that most people are moving from Southern California, but also Northern California. But one thing about California, bungalow here in Texas is about a $500,000 house, $750,000 house in California. So if those people have been in their house for any period of time, you know, they cash out and they move here, they could buy a house cash. And so you really want to think about trying to tap into that, you know, that demographic, because it is definitely an opportunity, you know, to kind of get a cash buyer, somebody ready to go, you know, and then, you know, if they move, it's a good likelihood they're gonna have somebody following behind them too. So, you know, that's that's why I thought this article was very interesting, because I've seen it personally. Other than California, the biggest influx of people was after Katrina. You know, that's been the biggest influx of people coming to Houston or Texas. This trend has been consistent for 15 to 20 years, and only Hurricane Katrina brought a bigger influx of people. So Florida contributes the second most amount of people moving to Texas. To me, Florida and Texas are similar states. The amount of people moving from California has increased every year since 2011. Okay. Some factors that might be the cause of housing in California. In addition, they have wildfires every summer. I mean, so people just, you know, that's another thing. They get an insurance check, you know, and they for $500,000 for their house or whatever, and they just say, I'm done. I'm done. Because I mean, Northern California, the rolling hills, if you go out there, it's just dry. It's not a cloud in the sky ever. It's never rains. So like they said, like Tony. But you know, so Harris County has the highest percentage of relocations from all states of any county in Texas. So that's right in our backyard. You know, Fort Bend and Montgomery also made that list though. I think there's a trend now. It seems like people kind of want to get out of the city, seems like, and they, you know, I don't want to get out the city, but it seems like that's what a lot of people are. So that's why those Montgomery and some of that Conroe type stuff, you know, people are starting to move out further out on 288. But Austin also is booming, you know, and that is Travis and Williamson County. Travis County is Austin proper. Williamson County is like Round Rock, you know, further up, let's call it, I guess it's 35. So now that's the new Silicon Valley of the South, you know, so that's those people from San Fran, the Bay Area, moving to Austin, but they got cash money. And my sister has a home in Pflugerville, and her home is crazy. The numbers on her home are just, it's astronomical. So if you could tap into that client base too, I mean, Austin is nothing but a 2.5 hour jaunt, you know, up 290 or up I-10. So, you know, that's a good place to tap into right there. So that's the end of that article. Any questions about the article? Okay.
I think it's very insightful though. Definitely kind of where you can revisit your marketing and your strategy on how it is that we can obtain more clients and just really targeting those people who are moving. I think it was great information. So thank you for that.
And that's, what does that look like? I mean, how do you, how do you tap into that?
How do you,
Go on Facebook? Do you find?
yeah. I mean, getting it in groups, getting, maybe even start Cali to Houston, or, being able to identify those people, or either build relationships with those people in California to maybe tap into their network. Hey, do you know anyone that's looking to move to Houston? And become that expert of the Texas or Houston area to provide them the information they need to make the best decision. So, I mean, this is really good. I didn't that as far as an influx of people from Katrina, and then now here we are. I do know that a lot of people are looking at land, and a lot of people are looking to move to Texas because of how, I guess you could say, comparable our real estate is compared to these other states. So that's some good information. But definitely, if you all have comments or questions, please get in the chat so that Michael can address those.
Yeah, I'd be happy to. Like I said earlier, I'm not just an inspector. I am a licensed insurance adjuster. My insurance career, I was a claim manager. Most of the time, I was 15 years claim, and I was a director for about 3 months before I got out of it just recently. I only got out of the insurance business in November. So, this has been my dream, and so it was already, all the dominoes were in place, so I was out. And it worked out, and it was God's plan. And so I'll leave it at that for that. Again, like I stated earlier, I do have an exemption regarding my adjuster's license. So I don't have to do continuing education. If you know people who need to do projects on their home, I know I have a good network of contractors, I have a good network of roofing, roofers. So I have a good network based upon my connections through the insurance business over the years. Okay.
Great.
I've seen just about everything from a commercial building inspection standpoint: foundation, hail, wind damage, water damage, the freeze, fire, electrical issues, wear and tear issues, just dealt with the hurricanes in Louisiana last year. So, I mean, I was on a catastrophe team, from 2004 until about 2006. But then I was a manager of a catastrophe unit after that. So I've been all over the country, seen so many different things from an inspection standpoint. So this was a natural fit for me to get into home inspections. Right now, I am looking to expand my portfolio in the inspection business. I don't do appraisals, but that is my ultimate goal. I did go to Champion Real Estate School about a month ago, and they said that, they were revamping their inspection or their appraisal program, and that I should check back, about closer to Christmas. I didn't really like that answer. I kind of felt a little weight, but I'll check back, because I always felt that with appraisals, I felt like there's really a barrier for entry, but we can't make any excuses. We just have to keep going. Like home inspections, you can get in and start your own shop, immediately. Appraisals, you have to definitely apprentice under someone, and I believe it's for about 300 hours or so, something like that. So, a lot of the appraisers, they don't necessarily want that competition, it's because they got the market corner. But I've read other articles about the difference in an appraiser for a black, a black home, and a white affluent neighborhood or something like that. I read articles about that. So I think I'd like to get in that space too. So, we got a lot of flips and things like that. So I could tell your clients, if it's just lipstick on the pig, I can tell them, hey, yeah, this house has had issues, it's been painted over, it's been, so I'm able to see those type of things.
Okay.
You see, so.
So Michael, I have a question there. I have a couple of questions for you. When it comes to, well, a few. So like the pandemic and everything that's happened, we noticed that there's been changes within our market from real estate, from prices going up and increasing. So how has that affected inspection when it comes to inspections? Have you all's prices increased, or how do you all price your inspections? Is it still based on home or size and things of that nature?
Yes, well, to me, it does, the price of the home, it doesn't affect what I charge, My base inspection is $349. And so that's for anything, that's a condo, that's for anything up to, I got it right here, it's up to about 2,100 feet. So then it increases about $50 every 500 square feet, so single family home up, which covers 2,200 square feet, I'll do it for $395, and that's really, I think that's a fair price. I've checked it with other inspectors. Sometimes we're talking big homes, sometimes 5,000, square feet. Now we're getting in the 500s and stuff like that. So, but it is age and the square footage are factors. So, a home that's built last year is not going to be, it shouldn't have too many issues. So I don't necessarily have to charge, a premium amount for a brand new house, but a house that's built in 1970, it's going to have some issues. So I charge more based upon, knowing that I have to do a more thorough inspection. So there are different factors. I do termite inspection. Well, I don't do the termite inspections. We offer termite inspections because I'm not certified to do a termite inspection yet. I hire a person and then, I pay them. So I'm able to do termite inspections through our company as well. I do not do pool inspections as of now. I do not do mold. I do not do radon. Okay. These are things that I'm going to be adding to my, my portfolio as we. So I train on, let me see, I'll show you. Did that answer your question? I'm sorry, I'm rambling.
Yeah, I got kicked out, so this is going to be recorded, but I'll be able to. But thank you for answering that, and I'll take a look at what you got here.
Okay, while we're at it, I'll just show you. This is the program that I use. It's called Spectora. This is a section that I did yesterday. This gentleman, he only wanted he just wanted a foundation inspection because he was buying a condo. And so I can show you just the report. So this gives you kind of an idea. It's just the apartment. Nice. Okay. And, I mean, this apartment had some real foundation issues. Like you can see, like these cracks and let's see. Okay, it's not all the way. Oh, there it is. That's a crack in the foundation. So he's gonna rent it out. So it's really not a big deal. He's not trying to, he's not trying to sell it. So a renter, it'll be good for him still to, rent out. So I'll let him know, that. And it was a good inspection though. It took about an hour to do that one. So, but the program that I use, it allows me to send emails. It allows me to, get my fee. I send a contract through this program. So it's really a slick program. This is the PDF version of it. So, it has table of contents. It kind of gives you a summary. And so put all the pictures in there. And so it takes me about, an hour to put together one of these reports. It takes me a couple hours to do the inspection. So looking at 3-4 hours, generally if I can do the inspection in the morning, I can probably crank out the report by end of business, generally. And that's important because I get 3 days to do it, but that's really holding your transaction up if I don't get you the report. So that's why it's important for me to go ahead and and crank that report out so you can make your decision with your client, you know. So,
Nice.
okay. So I had some other, I can't see through this. Let's see.
I got another question there for you, Michael.
Okay.
When you have, now you've completed an inspection, you've provided the client with the report, they've moved into the home. I'm just curious because I've never heard an inspector speak of this. What happens if a client or a homeowner then finds something that was missed by an inspector, or what are those protocols for inspections? And as an inspector, how do you all handle those situations? How do you avoid it? Can things come back on you? Things of that nature.
Great question. Great question. You know, I have to be licensed. You know, I have to be insured as a home. And that's error and omissions coverage. You know, I can, you know, if I miss something in a electrical box, the house catch on fire, that's my liability, you know. And so I have to report what I see, you know, good, bad, or indifferent, but it's all about the delivery, you know. Just because I see something nasty in the electrical box, that doesn't mean I'm going to alarm your client. I'm going to just say, hey, you know, I recommend that you get an electrician to look at this. But again, that's something that you want to know on the front end. Generally, if it's anything in the electrical box that looks awry, I will bring it up in the report because I don't want that liability on my jacket. But to answer your question, yes, there's a process for, you know, filing claims against me, and it's in my agreement, you know, to let me know within, I think, I don't actually remember the time frame, but within 10.
Yeah, that was my next question.
Okay, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that was my next question. If there was a time frame, so I have to take a look into some of those different ones.
And it's in my agreement. So when your client calls, I'll send them an agreement, and it says, okay, I'm going to do the inspection for this amount, and it has all that legalese in there. And then, you know, it does mention if you have a claim against me, you need to let me know. So, because I have to defend it and all that. It also gives me rights to, if it's a fraudulent claim or something, it gives me right to collect my fees from them and that type of thing. So
now, is this just this would be just your particular protocol and time frames, not in general across the board for all inspectors, correct?
Oh no, that's state law.
Okay.
You cannot. I held my license up at least a month trying to source insurance because not even get your license without showing proof of the insurance, and you have to have 100K at a minimum in insurance. I have 500K, so it's definitely you have to have it. There's no getting around it. If you can go on a Trek website. They show like you know, they talk about disciplinary action. It's some of them are interesting too. People do some crazy like, you know, there's people out here doing inspections without a license. There's people out here, so it's a lot of stuff that people are doing that's unscrupulous. So and those examples are on their Trek website, but I get an email from them. They talk about one of their emails. It also says it talks about monthly the disciplinary actions, like they publish it. It's not even a secret or anything. So they take it pretty seriously. You know, you get fined and all that good stuff if you go awry on it. So I was showing this. This is one. Oh, did that answer your question? I'm sorry.
Yes, it did. Thank you.
Okay. So this is International Association of Certified Home Inspectors. This is one website that I go to, and it gives me so much information. I can do some training through this. So I've been busy trying to drum up business. So I haven't, you know, done a lot, but I'll be a certified inspector through this website. It doesn't do anything. It's just another notch in the belt, but it's no big deal. But all my training and stuff can be on this. So I get a lot of information from this website. This is called Internachi is the name of the, it's kind of like a trade association, like realtors. Yeah, which ones would the realtors be in?
Houston Association of Realtors.
Right, okay. Hard. So,
National
Association of Realtors.
okay. So this is similar to something like that, okay? We talked about the pricing. Okay.
As far as the areas of that you cover, had you talked about that? Are you open to all areas, or is it just? I mean, I would imagine.
Yeah, I'll ride. I'm Dallas and all that. I could do it. It wouldn't take me. I wouldn't mind doing it. But it's not my preference. But if you
Right.
the client that you wanted, I'd do it.
So your license covers the whole state.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So I'd be happy to, if I had to do it, I can go to Austin. I can go to. It's a turnaround trip. So, got my toolbox here. I don't I don't want to like get too much
Yes.
to it, but I just want to show you a couple things. This is a sniffer right here, and so can you see it on the video? It's I call it a sniffer, but it's a gas leak detector. So, if I put this, if I go in a house that's gas, I'll just turn this on and just put it right next to like the stove or something. It'll tell me if it's a leak, if it's a gas leak. So that's good information to have, because again, you go in there and they get in the house and then boom, some goes. I need to know, what's going on. So I like this one. This is I use it in my house, and I went about a meter on the outside of the house. And it was sure enough, it's like a little, one of the gaskets is leaking. Wow. So I was able to call, and it came out and fixed it immediately. So that thing really works. This is a level, obviously, you can't do a real estate inspection on a foundation without a level,
What's used to detect moisture in the walls or whatever?
Oh yeah, for those now, that's a level, got a smaller one here. And then this is just, you gotta have a good flashlight, because you're in the attic, you gotta have a good flashlight. I got, let's see what else. Got headlamps. I use this to fish too, so, so, let me see. Yeah, I got that. I got a couple of those. And this one is a real bright one. So, when you're in the attic, you need all your hands you can get, so I use that. Let me see. Okay, so got gloves, for when I'm on the roof. It can get hot up there.
You get on the roof?
Yes, I do.
You ain't got one.
But you don't have the drone?
No, I had, they told us, you can get, I'm gonna get a drone one day, but I just, I'm an insurance adjuster by trade. I've been climbing roofs for 20 years. So, I'm just used to getting up on the roof. And if you tell somebody using a drone that they don't have damage, that's gonna be a problem, so you need to get up there and see it yourself. I can tell somebody if you got hail damage, wind damage, so, and just what I was saying earlier, for those that I've been an insurance adjuster for 20 years. I'll always be an insurance adjuster in Texas, provided I don't have some disciplinary issue or something. So I've got my license. I don't have to do CE hours anymore to maintain my license. I've had it for 20 years. Right. So this here is
quick question. How do you test the AC unit? I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
Oh, okay, no problem. Yeah. So I look at the AC unit. I really don't test the AC unit.
Okay.
I'll tell you what I do though. Okay. So I turn the AC unit on. If it's like 60 degrees outside, you can't test the AC unit. If it's lower, 60 or lower, but it's never 60 or lower really in Texas, but I can still test the heat. Okay, so what I do is I go in there, I turn it on, and I wait about 15, 20 minutes. Okay, and then this is my thermometer right here, and I go to the registers and it'll see, I'm doing my hand and it's basically says I'm 93.
Yes.
So that's how I test the AC to see if it's functioning properly. Okay. I'll always take a picture of manufacturer's label on the AC, and I'll have that in the report, you know, just because that'll let you know, like, if the unit is, like, I don't know, 20 years old. And then if it's getting older, if it's like let's just call it 15 years old, I will put a note in there that the client may need to budget for, you know, down the road for, you know, to replace that. So did that answer your question?
Yes, thank you very much.
All right. So this right here is it's a tester. Okay. So I test every plug. It's okay. Gotcha. So I test every plug. Okay. In the house. All right. And I go around with this and I test every plug to make sure they're functioning. I test all the GFCI and I trip them, you know, to make sure that they're functioning properly. GFCI is waterproofing for electrical. It really, by code, and I'm not a code inspector, by the way, I'm not required to inspect to code, but GFCI has to be by kitchens and bathrooms, okay? And sometimes you get in older houses where they didn't use a GFCI. So I have to report that because that is a fire hazard. It's a safety hazard.
What year did they stop?
That's a good question. I don't know.
Okay.
So that's a code thing. You know? So I don't but yeah, I do.
I have a question.
Now sometimes if I'm in a house and it's clutter and stuff, I can write a departure statement which says, you know, because I'm not required to move stuff around to test it and all that. So there may be I will put that in the report though. I did not test this outlet because it was contents around or something like that. Okay.
I think you have a question.
Go ahead.
In what cases you say you're not required to inspect to code? Is that just you? Is that in what cases are you required? Is that just for builders or how is that?
Yeah, a home inspector is not required to know the code, inspect the code. It's not a requirement. It's good to know, and I know some of the code, but I don't have to inspect to code. It's good to know. It's good information to know, and I keep up with it. But I'm not like a Bible when it comes to the code. Okay. Did that answer your question?
Yes.
Okay. So this is a mirror right here. And so when I'm inspecting fireplaces, I'll get under there and I'll put the mirror in there and you know, kind of try to look in there to see if it's creosote built up, because you need to know that people try to light their fireplace and they didn't get it swept or anything, and that's a fire hazard. It causes a backdraft and you know, go into the house and stuff. So that we do inspect fireplaces, and you have to inspect the fireplace. Okay, this is like so if I'm doing the electrical box and the nuts and bolts fall off in there, and this is a magnet on there, and I just pull it out with that. Okay. This is a shingle gauge. I probably won't use this in a home inspection. I am capable of using it, but I probably won't get that detailed. I can look at a shingle and tell you what kind of roof it is. Let me see. Now, these are just tools that I have to have a rubber screwdriver to get into the electrical box so I don't shock myself. So you gotta have a rubber screwdriver. I think that's about it. That's really all my, oh, okay.
Is there a tool, Michael?
Mhm.
So we learned about seepage and all this stuff, like with pipes and stuff like that. Is there a tool that you all use to be able to identify wet areas of seepage or in the walls or certain areas prior to it actually seeing a leak take place?
We are not required to inspect like the low grade plumbing or anything like that. I do know generally that older homes, they might have cast iron plumbing. You know, if it was built in the, let's say the 60s, you know, 70s, they might have cast iron plumbing. So I will notify the client to make sure that they are aware of what kind of plumbing is under there, because that's an issue that you don't want to. I think it's important to know for the client because it's a costly issue. A reroute of plumbing can run anywhere from $10,000 to $25,000. So and insurance doesn't cover. So yeah, you definitely want to.
You want to know that.
I want to put them on high alert on that. But like I said, it's a way to deliver it. I don't want it to kill the deal, but they do need to know. Because again, you get in there for 2 years and you have backups coming through your toilets and sinks. It means it's a broken piece of pipe in there. And so you have to, the reroute of that, they have to just abandon those old pipes, put new pipes in there, tie it into the system. So it's really expensive. They dig a trench, you know, around the house to do it. So it's really
Expensive.
Yeah, that's in a lot of the houses, like in Third Ward, that's notorious for that. Okay.
Wow.
Yeah, so they just older, they were built in the 60s. So you'll see a lot of that. And people want to buy over there too. So, you know, but it's, you know, maybe they have the money to do it early on, but they definitely need to know that. Okay. This is
Thanks.
I don't really like this meter. I got another one because I don't want to poke stuff like the drywall out because that's causing damage. So I got another meter here. It's just one I can sit on
It let you know if moisture's in the walls.
the drywall. It's got different modes. It's masonry, hardwood,
Can you hold it up?
wood. I'm
Camera?
sorry.
Hold it up, they can't see it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, there we go.
Got you.
So, I mean, I did a lot with this during the freeze because, you know, the freeze, it's a weird thing because the freeze, it just busts pipes all over the house. It's like, it might be 7 different breaks in the pipes. And so we were going in there, like I was working as a consultant in the insurance part of things. And so the insurance company tried to come out and tell people they had a little damage. I go in there with a moisture meter and it's just damage everywhere. So we end up, you know, kind of making it where, well, we made adjustments to the claim. We made them make adjustments to the claim. So,
Sweet.
So for those that just came in, just a reminder, I do have good connections with like contractors and like a couple roofers and stuff. So if you got clients, if you're doing your own house, I got some guys that I would, you know, I'll put my name out there for them. These guys are A1, they worked on my house. I've known them, you know, had good relationships with them for years.
Yeah.
So we have that, you know, we can offer that.
Do you still operate as a consultant for like insurance claims?
I do, yes. Yeah. And so
Good to know.
that's another part of MMM Property Inspections. It is a subsidiary, if you will, a division of A Purpose Real Estate and Insurance Services. So
Okay.
that's my company, A Purpose Real Estate and Insurance Services. I do the MMM Property Inspections as a DBA of that.
Sweet.
Okay. So this is a laser measure. I think my battery is dead, so it'll just, you know, it'll shoot the measurements. I really don't use that in a home inspection that much, but that's what it's for. I think that's it. Any questions?
Since I came in a little later, what are the pricings?
Okay. I just did something messed up. Okay. Here's the pricing. Let me get that. I got it right here. So my base inspection is $350, $349 to be exact. So that's like a condo, you know, if it's a condo, it's any single family residence up to, you know, yeah, just up to 2,100 square feet, okay? Now, my inspection fee for a single family residence up to 2,200 feet is like a house, not a condo, is like $395. So that's pretty commensurate with the market. I've talked to other inspectors, and it's right in line. Now I have some leeway. You know, I don't stick hard and fast to it because, you know, sometimes I'm selling, so I have to fill them out. You know, if I got a feeling if it's gonna cost me $25 to get the job, I'll do that.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like that. Right now I'm on Angie leads, so I really hate it. But I'm trying to drum business. So, I'm gonna do it for another, I'll probably shut it down like around Christmas.
So with Angie Lee's, you have to negotiate your prices.
I do. they send me a lead, and then I have to call a
And
client,
compete for.
and talk. So I really hate it, but so when as y'all selling those houses, please consider me, because I'm trying to get
Get
them
off
out of
Angie
my pocket.
Lee's,
Yeah.
huh?
They all in my pocket right now, but I'm thankful that my business is bankrolled. I don't have any no debt with it or anything. So I'm thankful for that. But I still want to start making a little more
Make some
change.
money.
So
That's what you do it for.
yeah, exactly. So did that answer your question? Okay. And what I was saying, I should add that every 500 square feet it goes up about $50. Okay. Any other questions?
I
Okay,
think you did an excellent job.
I appreciate it. I really appreciate the opportunity. I really, really do. I can't stress it enough. I really, really do. I did bring lunch, so even people that's not in the
Nah,
office,
they can't come.
They can't come.
They should have came, man. They should have came. to the building.
y'all come swing by. There's some cups with a couple gift cards in there. Please get one. So it's about a $5 Starbucks gift card and a mug.
Sweet.
Do
you, well, we're definitely gonna connect with you.
Okay.
We have a private Facebook group. I don't know
Okay.
if you spend a lot of time on Facebook.
I don't even have a Facebook page, but I need to get one. I know I do. So,
Well, when you do, you can
Mhm.
come inside of our group, and that's
Okay.
another way to really engage with a lot of the agents that maybe
Okay.
aren't here or that
Okay.
aren't on the screen. That's how our agents know who our affiliates are and like
Okay.
who's kind of done things for Brooks and Davis.
Right.
So engage with them in that ecosystem. I think would be great for
Okay, I'll set it up soon.
you. Yeah, go ahead and do that. And then we have a holiday party coming up next Thursday. So
Oh, yeah.
that's another
Oh yeah, I
opportunity for
definitely
you.
love to attend that. I'm all for a good party.
Yeah, and you'll get to meet, the other agents that you weren't able to meet today. So
Sure, I really appreciate that, and I'll definitely be in attendance. I'll see if I can bring a date.
So now give us a good Larry Brooks story though. See,
Oh,
like I know you know
man,
Larry.
hold
So
on,
give us some
see,
stories.
Now
Give us some stories we don't know,
change the
man.
name to protect.
You missed it. Hey, look, since we're recording, huh? So
Yeah.
not Larry, his name's Barry.
Right. Exactly. Like I was telling you before, Larry Brooks and I, we got on a bus, a van with a couple other brothers that one is Karan Coleman. He's a coach at Hightower now. And Brandon North, he's another guy that we went to school with. We all got on a van and went to NAC. Larry and I, we went to Sam Houston on a recruiting visit. We were there at the same time, but we decided against Sam, and we ended up going there. So I mean, we same class, same everything.
Oh, wow.
We won a conference together,
Yeah.
conference title together. Larry always been pure hustle, and I was telling him that,
Yeah.
So, but no, good guy, known him since 1996.
Wow.
Got in the car with him, we rode up there, and so we've been, been cool ever since.
Sweet. So y'all played football together.
Yes. Yep. So that was many moons ago.
Many
I'm
moons.
telling you,
Many
that's
moons,
a
many
long
moons.
time right there. But it was Nacogdoches was a good thing. I know that he's pretty active still up
Yeah,
there.
he
So I was at one point, and I need to get back to it because it's really a cool little thing. I know a lot of people go to HBCUs and that type of thing, but it was a good experience for us, and we had a close knit group of